Okay, so converting between fractions, decimals and percentages. So we're going to have a look at 3/4 as a fraction. We're then going to turn it into a decimal, into a percentage and then back into a fraction. Because remember, if you are asked to order any fractions, decimals or percentages, you cannot do that if they're all in different forms. So you'll have to convert them so that they're all in the same. So the fraction that we're looking at is 3/4. So if we think about that as a sum, remember that line always means divide. So the sum is exactly how it is written, 3 divided by 4. Pop that into your calculator and that should give you a decimal of 0.75. So 3/4 is exactly the same as 0.75. To get that into a percentage, we're going to multiply that by 100 because it's 100% in any whole thing. And that will give you 75%. So each of these three have exactly the same value, they're just written in different forms. So how now do we get from a percentage back into a fraction? So if you think about it like a test, you've got 75 out of the whole thing, which is worth 100. So the fraction is 75 over 100. However, that is not written in its simplest form. So your times tables again is going to be really important here so that you can quickly identify which number goes into the top, to the numerator and the denominator equally. So straight away I can see that these numbers end in a 5 and a 0, so they're both in the 5 times table, so can both be divided by 5. So 75 divided by 5
is 15.
It's 15, thank you Alicia. And 100 divided by 5
20
gives us 20. So whatever you divide the top number by, you've got to be able to divide the bottom number by as well. So that's still not written in its simplest form. So again, both end in a 5 and a 0, so I can divide them by 5 again. 15 divided by 5
3
will give us 3, and 20 divided by 5
4
give us 4, giving us 3/4, which was the fraction that we started off in. So we now know that that is written in its simplest form because it won't go any lower.